Four.
You know what? We're
Five.
good. Yeah.
He
Well,
said, you know what? Good enough.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm sitting here. I'm like, like I was just behind, but
Hey,
I mean, with quietness, so I'll
guess who,
let.
guess who doesn't edit the podcast audio? Not me. So I don't
You
give a
see,
fuck.
you see, I'm sitting here going, I'm like, well, how much work am I creating now? I mean, I get
It's,
it. That's the
I
reason why
know,
some of my
I know, bitch.
well, that's the reason why in some of my like I hesitate to say yeah, let's rock, because I'm like am I gonna line that up good, or is this gonna be too fucking hard?
Whiskey, bro, I would have spit that shit out.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm ready to do this. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pro Fishing Fans. My name is CB and with me is
Gonna use the bathroom first. Clay Haggard.
Oh, you gotta pee now.
Oh no, I'm gonna let that motivate me. I'm gonna get them thinking juices flowing.
I'm like, this dude sat here and said, "Are you ready? Cause I'm ready. Let's hit record." I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Why
Counting
do you
the
think my
audio and all that.
introduction was should have used the bathroom first, Clay Haggard? I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm an adult. You know what I gotta do? Hold it.
There you go. What's going to happen, man? How was your holiday weekend?
Or I could just pull a CB Watkins, pause it, and say, "Fuck it, I gotta go. Sorry." I've already added one little bit of editing for you. I might as well just add another.
Yeah, right.
No, man, it was a good week. Last week working at home, so I'm back to the store tomorrow. I start classes back up tomorrow, so a little bit of a lifestyle change coming up here, but should be all right.
Yeah, the guy I was reporting to just went back this week as well, so
Yep.
Starting to see that flow for a lot of places. Other than, I mean, like, I'm quite surprised because I feel like you guys been pretty fucking lax with the whole COVID thing down there, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at all the other states that were lax, Florida is smoking the game right now in COVID cases. Mm-hmm. Then you also have Texas that I kind of giggle because of the fact that Joe Rogan was like, "Yo, man, they're it's Wild Wild West out there, man." He's like, "We should all move out there. That way we can just fucking live life again." And now you look, they're huge. And then there was another state that was really big in an uptick. That was another red state, Arizona. Mm-hmm. Not to get political, but I mean these are all red states that followed what our president was wanting to do. So
yeah, I mean we're not doing all that great. Like we've actually gotten worse over the last month as a country. So
well, yeah. Well, I think Florida hit 11,000 yesterday. Like, it was. I mean, they're stupid right now. I don't get this virus, man. I don't get it. You know?
Selfish.
Yeah, it's a selfish being.
Fucking selfish.
What are you sipping on?
That Four Roses small batch.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm about halfway through that right now. I am loving that shit. I'll pull it up for the old YouTubers. Four Roses small batch.
It's a good drink.
Highly recommend it. If you guys are whiskey drinkers, or if you just want to try a good whiskey, I think Four Roses small batch would be an excellent one to try. I personally don't think it overdoes it. It's not too complicated. If you're new to the whiskey game, throw a couple ice cubes in there. You'd be all right. No, I mean, I'm not saying like you want to drink it watered down, but I don't mind it chilled.
Right.
You could also put a couple drops of water in there, bring some of that flavor to the top first couple drinks. I like it. Big fan. I do like mine on ice though. My ice ball, my cube, my sphere, my globe, my ice globe. I filled both of them up midday today because I'm irresponsible.
Do you so you think you probably drink a lot of ice with your whiskeys on a more regular basis than you don't?
Anytime I try a new whiskey, I always do it without ice.
All right.
The next pot I'll do it with the ice globe or ice ball, whatever you call it. I've just had Four Roses small batch. This is my third bottle I've bought. I prefer it with ice.
Got it.
I can drink it without. If somebody was like, I have a neat glass, I'd be like, I'm good with that too, because it tastes excellent. It tastes excellent. It's just, that's one of the whiskeys I feel like that chills fine. It doesn't take away from the taste at all.
I realize I don't really fuck with anything,
Yeah,
not even
no.
rocks generally.
Yeah.
When I mean
rocks were
rocks, I
nice.
mean,
The
well, I mean,
rocks
but
were
the thing
nice.
is, I'm just like, I mean, like, I just find that I just don't mess with those much.
Or the stones, whiskey
That's
stones.
what whiskey
I
stones.
think they're
That's what I'm
called
talking
stones.
about.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, because like I have them, I have some, I've had some for years, and I don't know, I think I just like to taste everything it's supposed to embody, and I'm just like, I drink it that way. I went to a bottle we bought probably about a year ago. And it's funny because the only reason why I did was there's a couple reasons. One, I noticed it went up in price a couple bucks from when I first bought this bottle because I think it was a $22 bottle when I first bought it, and it's up to $26, which I think in a year's time is kind of a big price surge for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started as I was looking for, I started research and stuff, just looking for bottles, and I kept on seeing larceny show up again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
In the whiskey club that I'm on Facebook, they, a bunch of guys are like, "Yo, I just picked this up," and I'm just like, "Man, I remember that being a solid pour." So I grabbed me a bottle of that, and I've been enjoying that over the weekend. So
Very nice. Good
did you
work.
do anything? Did you do anything good for the 4th?
I made white chicken chili. That was pretty fire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my first time making white chicken chili. I've always just gone like hamburger, kidney beans, dark. You know what I mean? Like the old school ass chili that you're used to.
Word.
And I had chicken that I needed to make, and I was like, man, what do I want to make? And I was like, I'm gonna do something different. And so I started just going through recipes randomly, and I came across that white chicken chili. I was like, done, sold. Like I didn't even look any further. Looked up the recipe, simple ingredients, simple.
That's
Missing a
what's
few
up.
things, so I had to run to the store real quick. Wrong decision on 4th of July, Saturday morning, tell you what. But
Yeah, I was there.
I got through it unscathed. So.
I was there. I had to park way back in the parking lot.
Hmm.
Uh,
Did you put your cart away?
I do. I follow
Did
all
you
the
put it in the
rules.
cart corral?
Yeah.
I love cart narcs on Instagram.
Oh, well.
Have you ever seen those videos I've
Nah.
posted? I'll post one next time I come across one. This dude just sits out in the parking lot, waits for, like, he calls them lazy bones, waits for lazy bones not to put their cart back. They just leave them in a parking spot. And he'll be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, here we go. Boo, whip, whip, skip it, whoop, whoop, whoop. And he'll run up on him in the parking lot and be like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, that's not where the cart goes. He'll be like, the cart corral's right there. And he's wearing a camera the whole time. And he'll be like, yeah, you being a big bag of lazy bones. Like, put the cart back.
That's funny.
It's funny, dude.
No,
And people are just like they don't know what to do. Sometimes they get out, put them away. Other times they argue and they just drive off. He goes, oh well, the lazy bones doesn't want to put the cart back. He puts a bumper sticker that basically says I'm a bag of lazy bones or something like that with a cart narc's phone number hotline so they can call it and learn how to put their cart back properly. Skew, skibbity whoop 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 whoop.
Oh, that's funny.
Cart narcs.
Nah, man.
And he ends every video with cart narcs out. I kind of just want to switch my take care to proficient fans out.
Yeah. Nah, man. I typically try to park close to the fucking cart corral.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because I'll always put it back, and I'm like, all right, let's plan ahead. Fuck that walk. I'm gonna park right here.
Yeah.
Yes, you risk getting your car dinged.
I'll be honest. It's actually better, man. It's better. Because you got one whole side next to the cart rack.
I agree.
So, yeah, I smoked ribs yesterday. And,
yeah, me too.
Let's just say it turned out better than I anticipated because
that's awesome.
I'm getting used to this offset smoker I got. I didn't have an offset before, and it's been a fucking learning experience because everything cooks different than the way I'm used to. So
yeah.
I mean, like,
what kind of wood did you use? I'm gonna
hickory.
cut you off. Hickory. Okay.
Yeah. It's the only one. I really want to find someplace I can get some cherry. Just around here, I'm having a hard time to find some cherry. That's what I think I'd prefer to cook with. Yeah. So, or apple. I mean,
either.
Apple would. Yeah.
Either. They're all gonna be good. You got a smoker.
Yeah.
I think Adam Jackson's got a smoker. He brings over smoked wings sometimes over to Cooks.
That's what's up.
I think we should hit up Adam Jackson ahead of time before our fantasy draft. That's right, Adam. I'm calling you out right now. Yeah. You bring the wings, and I will divvy out enough money. We'll figure it out, but I got you, homie. I got you. That would be dope. Oh, that's right. That's if motherfuckers text me back and tell me what time they want to draft.
Word.
That was not to Adam Jackson, by the way. That was to everybody in the league, minus CB and Ben Green. Ben is excellent at communication.
And we have talked about last episode about how I will going forward be more active in that conversation.
And Gump. Gump has hit me up a couple times. Ben damn near called me and was like, "Bro, when is our fucking draft?" I'm like,
Speaking of draft, I just got done with my rookie draft.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think we need to put all news on hold until you rattle me off what this rookie draft looked like. I know you took Herbert. Well, hang on. First overall, you took, or second overall, first overall, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And then you took an 8th pick in the first round. So you had 2 number 1s, right? You took Justin Herbert. Only because Tua and Burrow were taken.
That's absolutely. I mean, like, that's fair. I think that's a fair.
And then you went Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU. Correct? Because Judy got drafted. Why I know your draft's better than you, I'm not too sure right now. That's probably why I'm back-to-back Balls Deep League champion.
It was a long week, man. I'm trying to pull up my... Oh, yeah, Justin Jefferson right there. Yep. And then... okay, so rattle off. Who else you got? Who else did I get after that? Do you remember? Do you know?
Nope, that's when we stopped talking.
I was gonna say stop communication at that because of the fact that I was just like I took Jalen Hurts, and then I followed that up with I got him 3rd round, and then 4th round I was on struggle bus on that one. LaMichael Perrine. He's going to end up backing up LaDainian Tomlinson. Or not LaDainian Tomlinson. Le'Veon Bell.
Woo! LaDainian Tomlinson making a comeback, baby.
I know, right? Le'Veon Bell.
So make a comeback, fucking LT.
Look, David Tomlinson.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He was my favorites. I loved him. That black mask.
And I sat there and I remember him at the end of his career in the Jets, and I don't know why. Le'Veon Bell and LT combined those two, but I don't know. At that point,
they both went to New York after their prime.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I figured that was a solid end of my draft. I was highly disappointed that I didn't get. I thought for sure I was going to get Burrow or Tua. I mean, I don't know. I just thought I was really going to get one of those two guys.
I mean, at 8, I would have thought. I don't know, man, because they were both gone in my draft too. Like you said, you would have had to taken them first.
Yeah, and
that for me. I mean, it's a super flex, so having an extra quarterback is never a bad thing if they end up forming out. The problem is Jonathan Taylor is going to give you immediate impact. He's going to immediately be fantasy relevant this season. So if you need depth at running back, wise pick. But the way you made your quarterback depth sound. Sometimes you got to bite that bullet and take that reach if you think he's the right guy for your roster.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, I think you made the right pick. I really do. I think Jonathan Taylor, dude, he's going to be a beast, and I think he's going to be relevant for many, many years. And the thing is there's no promise for quarterbacks anymore in this league, man. Quarterbacks get swapped out left and right. Usually there was a traditional, like, you rode them out for the season. That shit ain't. Some teams don't even use a quarterback the whole game. They'll flip-flop over to somebody else.
Yeah, we just went to super flex, so this is going to be something new. But, I mean, running back, though, I got Kamara and Gurley, right? And then, of course, you got, we got, the super flex. So we got 2 flex spots I could end up putting Jonathan Taylor at.
I got Tua super flexed in my dynasty league right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just, Jonathan Taylor to me, like, going into this draft, I was just like, I'll be honest, as soon as I found out I had number 1 pick, I'm like, well, I'm getting Jonathan Taylor. That's it. Like, it's
either him or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, those are the only 2 picks that make sense.
But I liked the look that he was going to get in Indy better than I liked the.
How many?
How many what?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. How many rounds did you have for your rookie draft? Because
4.
you had 4. Do you think? And who did you get in the 3rd and 4th round? Justin Jefferson and then some other dude that I.
Well, Justin Jefferson was that was 2nd round.
Oh.
Remember, because I had 2 first-round picks.
Oh, that's right. Who'd you get in the 3rd and 4th?
I took just said his name, the backup for Le'Veon.
Okay. And who else though? You should have had 5 picks, right? Or did you lose one?
No, I didn't lose one.
All right, it doesn't matter. Let me get to my question. Actually, you not knowing benefits my question. My question is I said something to you that I don't know if you had thought of. Would it have been beneficial for you to maybe get rid of some of your deeper picks to try and get your 8th spot moved up just a little bit to secure a quarterback? I know you thought you would have had him, but I guess in hindsight, do you think that would have been a good sacrifice? Considering you don't know who you drafted, I would say there's the potential that could have been more beneficial.
The last pick, the 4th pick, I was just like, it is whatever. I mean, even my 3rd round pick, I was just like, I mean, both those picks, I was just like, they're probably backups to the backup. You know what I mean? At that point, so I didn't see the 2 people that took Tua and Burrow. Those positions, I mean, it wasn't gonna get 8 spot wasn't gonna move up that far. You know what I'm saying? Not in this league. Just because the guys up at the top, they needed those guys. They needed them just like I needed them at that point. You know, It's the reason why they drafted them. I was in a toss up. I mean, I could have went with one of those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I just felt more upside with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, there were probably upwards of I'm not exaggerating, probably 20 draft trades when I did my rookie draft in my dynasty league.
Oh, there was a ton.
Insane.
I just didn't participate in much because I did mine. I mean, people would ask for too much, and there wasn't enough for me to find on their team, to make up for any draft that they any trade that people were trying to make for me. So, I don't know. I did well last year with a team that was straight booty cheeks, and that all I did was the rookie draft for. So I mean, that's all I contributed to that team.
Right.
And then we started the whole thing over again this year. So this year we started the whole season over. So everybody on my team is like what I did. So all in all, I feel solid week in, week out. The question is, are we really even gonna have a fucking season?
Yeah. That's a question mark because I feel like people consistently keep testing positive for COVID. Not good. Not a good sign, CB.
In our group chat that we were talking about, I pointed out, I'm just like, the NBA is the only one that can make that happen right now because they do a bubble. This shit's already affected UFC, and they're on a fucking 2-week bubble already. You know what I mean? Because they're supposed to be landing in Abu Dhabi, or they go to Dubai. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to be there like either this week or already. Because this weekend, so this upcoming weekend. I mean, it's just affecting everything, and I just don't know if 16. Let's see here. They've already shortened the preseason down to 2 games, and they're talking about trying to get rid of the preseason games altogether in the NFL.
Oh, I didn't hear that. They're talking about getting rid of all of them.
Well, the Players Association was trying to get it, I guess.
Gotcha.
So
that'd be weird, man. No warm-up games right into the season.
Yeah, but
That's
I
harsh.
mean, it's like I guess a lot of it's probably them just trying to figure out how they are going to maneuver throughout this pandemic that's going on. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of nuts to sit here and think that this year's fantasy football could be really weird because you may be without a fucking player for 2 weeks.
Due to COVID. How pissed would you be, bro? I mean, I'm still going to win all the ships. So, like, I'm not that concerned. But how upset would you be? I'll be honest. If I lost my key player, my round 1, my round 2, I'd be super upset. It's kind of like drafting Le'Veon last year in the first round.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like.
Or I was gonna say Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
I did that 2 years in a row.
Or drafting Andrew Luck, and then he retires. How pissed would you be, bro? I got Andrew Luck. Yeah,
Me and Andrew
retire.
Luck wouldn't be vibing. Me and Andrew Luck would not be vibing.
That's crazy.
Oh shit! What do you want to get into, man?
I mean, I think the big topic this week is with the Washington Redskins.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get dirty.
Yeah, dude. So, basically, numerous investors with the likes of Nike, FedEx, Pepsi are basically letting Dan Snyder, who the owner of the Redskins, know that if they do not change their team name, that they're going to be basically pulling out of, being partners with the Washington Redskins. I mean, their stadium is FedEx Field. And it's going to be that way for many, many years to come. They signed a pretty long, because the correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it the CEO of FedEx is part stakeholder in the Washington Redskins?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has direct ties, and there's already talk of them pulling out. Like, these FedEx employees saying, yo, I don't want to be associated with the organization moving forward. So, right now the pressure's on Washington to get a name change. And, I know we were kind of, I don't want to say research, but we were kind of looking up some articles about colleges, universities, or professional organizations that have offensive or racist team names and mascots. And, it's funny because I was reading this article and, we were talking about it, and I was just like, when was the article written? It's like 2013, and I pointed out, I go, 7 years ago. I go, here, this article from 7 years ago is so importantly, like, relevant right now to what's going on with Washington. And, and obviously that ties back into you and I going into conversation about slavery and racism dating back centuries, millenniums. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been around, unfortunately. But I think it shows how far we have come from, for example, in this case, just 7 years ago, to this is a racist sports team name. You guys need to change your mascot to, like, now we're talking, not that money is, unfortunately, money is probably the reason.
That's the only reason
situation.
why that's the only reason why they would do it.
Yeah. Well, I would say you could argue that with all of the protesting currently with racial injustice, period, I think that is fueling the fire to this name change. I would go to the extent to say that had all of this not happened in our country, that's happened over the last just several months, I don't think this comes up. I truly don't. I would like to think it would, but I mean, we can't be ignorant to the fact to know that as a country, we've made, in the world, we've made leaps and bounds in a few months, and you're actually starting to see people take stands. You're starting to see organizations take stands. The NFL, for example, companies. I mean, it's different this time as far as the impact. It is different. Now, will it sustain? It better, but that's a whole nother conversation. So my point being is, I do think that implies some of what FedEx is trying to do right now with their decision is kind of like one of those, for lack of better words, like, no better time than now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, this is the time to do it. So boom, foot down. But yes, I will not say that you are incorrect in the fact that as soon as the money gets involved, that's priority number one. Unfortunately, that is priority number one, because if it wasn't, back in, I could be wrong on the years, within the last decade, Dan Snyder had come out to the media. I want to say it was like might have been 2013, dude, right around that time, and said, we will never change our Redskins name. And he even said, never. You can use all caps. Like, that was a quote. I don't have it up, but it was, we will never change the Redskins name. Hopefully one day people see it as pride and respect. And at the end of the day, when it's a slang term or derogatory, unfortunately, that's like, I mean, even though it's a little more blown out of proportion, that would be like someday someone saying the N-word is being used with, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not the same. But my point being is you can't just take a slang racial term or word and eventually be like, no, but we mean it with respect this time. That's how you get beat up. That's how you get your ass whooped.
That's white privilege.
That is white privilege.
That's what that is, man.
Dan Snyder's like, I have Indian friends.
Right.
I have Indian friends.
We talked about this a while back. I couldn't remember. I could never be able to tell you what episode, but we talked about this, and we talked about how. And I remember I'm asking you about, like, how would you feel if it was your team, that had to change their name? Let's say the Dolphins was a
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it doesn't affect me, and I just get. I mean, we brought this up before because this is. Do I still have it up?
No, I do remember when you.
So I was. Oh, right here.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I had the name, the biggest organization, and because it was like 1.2 million people in this organization. Demanding change, civil rights, the largest of these organizations, National Congress of American Indians, counted the enrollments of its member tribes as totaling 1.2 million individuals in 2013. So, I mean, here's the thing. This is my personal opinion. I think it kind of correlates with everything, and I want to see this change. They have brought this up to the attentions well before 2013. I remember being a kid and sitting there going, hey, man, like, I'm with this because it doesn't make sense to, if somebody's being offended by something like this, it doesn't make sense to fucking have an entire organization named this. And Native Americans were here first. That's the reason why I call them Native Americans. Indigenous people, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, here's the thing: this is everything that we take advantage of in this world, and for us Americans, we take advantage of in this world is on their fucking land. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit got stole from them. Yeah. Right?
It's not funny, but yeah. Yeah. I like your delivery, bro. They were nuts. Native Americans, not visiting Americans.
I'm trying to make sure everybody understands, because I've been reading a lot of fucking crazy shit this week, man, and it's just like, let's understand what this is. If somebody that belongs here, they belong here. Why? Because this is where they lived. They didn't travel. They didn't fucking They didn't do anything. They just lived, and then got fucking murdered. Right? So I'm just trying to break it down very simple for everybody. This makes sense that they should be. If they're offended, we need to fucking just get rid of it. No questions asked. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just do what the fuck the people that own this fucking land say. All right? Now, they got thrown out of power. Then these guys came through, did a whole big thing. Great. Now we get this great life, right? Well, if we want to continue to move forward in the right progressions of the way that the world needs to go, then we need to make up for crimes, right? Changing the name, they're not asking for much. Change the fucking name. Justice for black and brown people and being treated equally. That's what the whole fucking principle of, equality that you're speaking of in the fucking Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, and I'm going down the fucking rabbit hole, but you get what I'm fucking saying, right? Mm-hmm. And it's let's just do something simple, and it shouldn't be a fucking argument. Um, I didn't know how I felt when I first heard the proposed name of changing the Redskins name to what was it, Washington
Red Tails. I mean,
Red Tails.
there's several names that are being tossed up, but
That's
that was
the biggest one that I'm seeing.
that was one that the fans voted for.
Yeah.
Several years ago, back when a lot of this talk, they put it up to like a fan vote, and that is what. And this isn't just people in Washington. I mean, this is the public.
Yeah.
Come on and vote if you want to vote. I mean, I personally think that would be super cool, man. Like, I think I mean, it's paying homage to the African American pilots, that flew, and I think it would be really cool. I think it makes sense. It was a military squadron, hence being in DC, like all that ties in. The color scheme like would look good. I mean, red, maroon, pretty damn close. Like, at the end of the day, I would be for it, especially if it's what the fans want.
Certainly.
Shit. Why not? But there were a lot of good recommendations out there.
Well, and I really liked it because I did like it, but I also was just like, is it pandering?
Sure.
That's I mean, like I'm trying not to be all meh, like everything that they do now.
Dude, it's a valid thought. It's a 100% valid thought. Once again, all of this stuff doesn't go down over the last months. Is that name relevant?
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at about this whole fucking the Redskin change is it was dead in the fucking water.
Mm-hmm.
And good for them for being good for the organizations that are going. Oh no, the organizations like the Native American National Congress of American Indians
gotcha,
of realizing now's the time to strike again.
Yeah.
Like
everyone's ganging up on the white people.
Well, they're just ganging up on the injustices and not being treated right.
Damn it.
And I know I did.
You made me feel guilty for joking. You made me feel guilty for fucking joking.
My bad, man. My bad.
Us Okinawans will get our day, bro. We'll get our day. It's not now. It's not now.
I'm here for you when it happens.
Oh shit.
But nah.
Change the name. Change the name. It's obviously an Asian person under that ninja mask. We don't have anything cool to be named after. Go ahead. I'm fucking rambling. Please continue your excellent talk.
I'm with you.
No, I know, but just continue. I ruined everything. I fucked it up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you. What episode are we on? 91?
91, man.
90 fucking 1, bro.
Oh.
9 weeks, and I'm obligated to come home for a podcast. I think it's in September. I think it's week 1 of football, which, if that happens.
No. For what, 3 years?
Or is it October?
It's October because we didn't have the conversation until football had already started.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. Are you not used to this by now?
94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Oh, no. No, I am right.
No, October.
Right, but October would be 104 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. You're talking about the centennial episode. Yes. Okay. My bad. I didn't know we were talking about that. I thought we were talking about the 3 years.
He said, I'm right. I know. Well,
because I didn't know what you were talking about.
Because you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about exactly.
Because like I explained myself, I'm like, I thought you were talking 3 years because that was in October. I wasn't even thinking about the 100-year. I was thinking, damn, we about ready to be up on 3.
That is actually the first week. That's the week before the first week 1 of NFL.
Yeah.
That could potentially be a draft night. That 5th and 6th. I know it's like Labor Day weekend, or is it Memorial Day? No, Labor Day. But we'll find out. All right, ramble talk. Washington Redskins.
Yeah. Let's see here. What you got to say about them Redskins? Well, I mean, like, so we were kind of talking about how, there was actually ended up being like a big list of people that are in contention of losing their names or changing their names as well. The Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indians. I'm sure the Atlanta Braves may take a look into the whole name change thing again. I know they got rid of the Tomahawks, and I know we talked about that during their postseason last year.
Yeah.
So I think that one, Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, once again, like the Cleveland Indians, they actually have an Indian figure, their head, as their logo. Definitely something, feathers in the hair and
cartoon
everything.
is not even like it's supposed to be like a funny ha ha.
Yeah.
I saw that motherfucker in a cartoon
the
growing
Cleveland
up.
Indians that's probably the worst one that I could think of.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's a cartoon mock-up of what an Indian would.
And the whole logo is red.
Yeah. Yeah. The Florida State Seminoles. I know that's the name of their tribe, but talks of their mascot being offensive to some. That's definitely been one. Kansas City Chiefs.
It's
because Western's better. Central Michigan Chippewas. You offensive fucks. Go Broncos.
Go. Go green.
Go white. Hey, the flag's there for a reason, man.
I know, right? That's
I want
it.
the Western to get the degree, not to be a sports fan. I tell everybody that.
That's a good excuse. Good reason, not excuse.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I think they just need to change it. Change the name. The fans will embrace it. If somebody is ignorant enough to stop supporting an organization they've been supporting just because the name changed, then like what was the point of being a fan in the first place? Just because they were the Redskins, you like Redskins? You know what I mean? Like it's just a name. It's not you could argue that it's the identity of the organization, but those say the work ethic doesn't need to change. You know what I mean? Like the history doesn't need to change. This can be, if anything, this could be a golden moment in an organization's time. We took a stand on this day in 2020 and we decided to change our name for the betterment. You know what I mean? And how about the positives that come out of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When was the last time a sports organization changed their name because they thought they were being offensive? I can't think of one. How cool not saying cool, but like what a monumental accomplishment to be the first one to do it.
Oh, you're right. It would be cool.
Dan Snyder may end up becoming a legend, after he argued about not wanting to change it. So, probably not. But my point being is that potential is there.
Here's the thing: as a human being, I think we all have the. So why are we supposed to trust people that come out of jail? What's the whole purpose of jail, prison?
Chances.
Is to be rehabilitated.
Yeah.
If we can't sit here and give Dan Snyder, no matter how he is pressured, turned, made to think differently, at some point we have to appreciate the change that happens, because we're not going to appreciate the change that happens till years later. You know what I'm saying? We can criticize him very much, but we also got to just give him the chance to grow as a human being. I guarantee you, on a lot of things, you think maybe differently than what you did when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. And even from when you were 20, from when you were 19, I'll do a 10-year gap for you. From when you were 19 to your fucking 29, excuse me. There have probably been a few life thoughts that you've changed from then. So we said this was brought up in 2013 when he sat there and said, capital letters, quote me, put a stamp on it.
Right around that time. Yep.
So we're saying that he couldn't grow in 7 years.
Exactly.
And actually, and who knows that maybe the stuff that has been brought. This is not a paid advertisement for Dan Snyder. I don't know Dan Snyder, and I'm not a big fucking fan. I don't care, because I already fucking hate him for just putting the stamp on the shit from earlier. You had an opportunity to be great before. But I will accept growth. And I think that if we want to try to accept the change that happens, we have to, acknowledge that people can change and grow. Because if not, you're just expecting the entire world just to be like, I never thought like that.
You sound like me when we were talking about Roger Goodell. Remember how I had Rodgers back and I was like, we have to give him the opportunity to be forgiven and allow him to move forward and grow. So
I think I co-signed. I think I co-signed you on that.
You are well. You pushed back, I think, because you knew what you were going to get out of me. That was quality fucking content. So you pushed me. Yeah, I understand. So thank you.
I'm a fucking producer.
Doctor Who. Dr. C.B. Watkins. That's who.
I produce content, motherfucker.
Dr. Dre. Psh. You don't know shit.
So, but yeah, I think that we just gotta allow for it, and only time will tell. Like, if he changes the name and he's still a racist fuck afterwards, great. Here's the thing, great. The name got changed like it needed to be, and then secondly, we know who he is now. We really know who he is. So.
Yeah, if that happens, he's gonna lose all those investors that threatened him the first time around.
But he's going to gain so many more because everybody's trying to have that good face forward right now.
Yeah.
You understand? Like the black and brown dollar is so strong in this world.
If Dan Snyder changes the name, but then he shows his true colors and complains and maybe does have resentful feelings. Yeah. I'm saying then he's going to end up changing the name and then still lose all of his investors. Like, he can't afford, like, first of all, I'm not saying that he is, nor are you saying that he is that person or racist deep down. But I'm saying, like, if any individual out there was dumb enough in a position that he is in to somehow confirm his feelings of racist thoughts, toast. Immediate as a death sentence for him. As in, like, his career and potentially his
professionally.
Actual life. Yeah.
I think professionally, like, I mean, here's the thing: he's a fucking billionaire, so I mean, he could legitimately just not. But I mean, all of his businesses would fucking. I think probably all of his businesses take a huge fucking hit.
Yeah.
So. But they could all take a hit, and he's still gonna be fine, people. That's the fucking crazy thing about a billionaire. Like. Let's see. I kind of put on here, are we pussyfied, or is this just the right thing to do? I think that we're both in agreement that this is the right thing to do. I just see a lot of older white people, like, on my social media feed from my hometown. I won't say from my hometown. Just I come from a conservative background. A lot of people that I grew up with are right-wing voters. All right, so that's how I'm trying to make sure I'm not trying to down the people that I grew up with, because
it's
a
just
lot of people
they're who they support.
So anyways, I see a lot of the communication brought up, from that side of thinking, and I don't know, it's sad. It's fucking sad. Because it's just no growth there. I mean, like, I think that the way our president thinks right now is just so basic. It's not challenging. It's not wanting better. It's just like, hey, status quo is cool. Thumbs up. I don't know. I definitely miss the fucking times of change. Mm-hmm. Even I look back at the Republican presidents that we've had since I've been alive, and they weren't this fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, neither one of the Bushes were this bad, right? Ronnie Reagan wasn't this bad, except for the black people. He was not. He's not good to us. But crack.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry. I there's nothing else to say about Ronnie Reagan. He fucking flooded the streets with crack. I just don't know how. Would you say anybody that you know that is a right-wing supporter Are they a right-wing supporter or are they a Trump supporter? And what do you think is going to happen to those people when Trump is either in just 4 years and he's done, or do you think? And let's say he loses this election, is it still going to be all about Trump? Like, I mean, like, shouldn't you, if you lose, once you lose, I know, you know, and the Democratic Party, I've always felt like we were always looking for the next person and not just keep talking about who was last, except for right now. I lie. We did that the past 4 years because you see we have Joe Biden as our fucking candidate.
Mm-hmm.
We fucked ourselves. I just got depressed, guys. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Well, one, I don't know how this took a political turn. I'm trying to think back of how we ended up here, and I'm not sure. So I might have blacked out.
Because of everybody. Oh, I know why. Because everybody that I saw was kind of saying this whole like thing, the way of, you know, making changes, like changing the name of a fucking football team, and you know, it's just kind of pussifying everybody and all that stuff. Like everybody's just like being social.
Oh yeah.
You know, softies.
Do you want my answer then?
I would love to hear your answer.
So your question was, is out of all my, you know, far right or right winged friends or supporters, you know, do I think that they are going to still be all about Trump if he's gone, or will they be ready to look for the next? And, you know, I think, or are they Trump supporters or just pure right winged voters, period? Out of the, and I'm going to be honest, out of the that I have openly conversed with, out of the very few people that I choose to surround myself with, and I mean that in the sense of I'm not opposed to like right-winged thinkers, because I'm always open to conversation and to learn and educate. But I'm talking about like out of the people who I'm comfortable enough to sit here and talk politics, because I choose to not, one, I don't find myself to be like my political knowledge is not extensive. I can't sit there and talk politics all day. I am unable to do so. Granted, this year, and because of some of these right-winged friends, I have chosen to really go above and beyond with the education portion. And I'm doing a ton of reading. You know, and I found a really cool source that literally opens up and says we have left-wing and right-wing writers, and they're both going to post about one topic of a choosing, and they're both going to talk about how this side sees it, how this side sees it. You know what I mean? And like,
right.
I'm appreciating educating myself on all this.
Sounds like a fun website. Can you send me that?
I will share it with you. Yeah, I actually, how about, I'm just gonna quickly take, because I have them in my email too.
You just gonna forward me an email?
Oh no, I'm gonna shout them out in case anybody wants to check them out, because I think they're pretty awesome, man. The Flip Side.
Okay.
The Flip Side. This is not sponsored, unfortunately, but Flipside hit us up, Proficient fans. In 2016, as our country was increasingly being divided into two, I realized it was largely being reinforced by the different media we were consuming. This led me to launch the Flipside in 2017. The Flipside's mission is to help bridge the gap between liberals and conservatives. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Our goal isn't to change minds, but provide deeper perspectives one may not otherwise hear. We know that it's impossible to be completely unbiased, so we don't claim to be. Instead, we do our best to gather insightful points from each side to stay aware, honest, and to think for ourselves. We're a multi-partisan team with vastly different viewpoints. We spend all day and night reading the news and multitude of commentary, so you don't have to. And then they basically go into details about how they started and things like that. But I mean, that's enough to give you an idea of what this, you know, what they're about. And that's just one of the things I've been doing. I've been super active in like watching news on YouTube, you know, things like that. But point being, I know even, you know, networks are extremely biased.
Yeah.
I mean, extremely.
Well, you got Fox News, that's all right, but then you got CNN and MSNBC that are left. You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand Fox
News. That's on your regular TV.
Because I have to. I'm like, I told myself,
you
I gotta
research.
watch Fox because you have to. My whole thing is perspective. Like, it's like sitting here and saying like so-and-so did this or I don't like this because of that. And somebody be like, yeah, but if you look at it from our perspective, I mean, you understand perspective. My point being is like, it's important. Even I feel like perspective is more important in things that mean more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was just like, I could really care less, then you're not going to want to edge. You're not going to give a shit. But when it's something that comes down to, our president, our people in power in Congress,
Certainly.
like, hell yeah, that shit matters. And yeah,
Good.
maybe it took me a little longer to jump on the bandwagon, but with all due respect, it's not like my generation, or excuse me, I don't remember like in school, in my education, ever really deep diving politics and the importance of voting. You know what I mean? Like that,
I
like,
did.
I don't
always
feel like,
understood it.
I
I
don't
always
feel like,
understood that, man.
no,
Like,
I just feel like it's not pushed heavily enough. That's my point. Like, I would like to almost see it become even more of a staple point than it already is.
I mean, they didn't have
And
like
hey, if
government
I have
class
any
in your
friends out
school?
there that are
Or is it like-
teachers, you guys have teachers that are significant others. I'm not saying they're not doing it. All I'm saying is I just don't remember it. Maybe I just didn't retain the information.
You didn't have just a
But
government. We had like a government class
social,
that you had to take. I mean, you had that, but I mean, no, we had like government class that you had to take as a senior.
We did not have a mandatory government class.
Wow. Yeah, man. Like I was a judge in our mock trial, and I accidentally got fucking gavel happy, and I said overruled, and I meant to say sustained, and I fucked up the whole case because they had a winning case, and I fucking sustained or I overruled them, and they lost the case.
Say oops. Like I take it back.
Nah, I couldn't, man.
You gavelled it. He gavelled.
Overruled.
he said Washington foreskins.
Dude,
wait.
You should have seen the whole class. Even the teacher goes, "Whoa," because they knew I just finished the whole motherfucking trial right there. I was just like
innocent man.
I was like a referee in a basketball game, dude. I want to be a part of the game so bad I fucked it up.
My bad, guys. Didn't mean like. Did you ever get a chance to explain yourself to that class, or are you forever the asshole?
I'll be forever the asshole.
Oh my goodness. He said overruled. He literally dropped the gavel, walked out the class, and just fucking walked off campus.
I'm like, hey, I was like, it's what I felt. And then they're like, that was gonna be wrong. That's right. And I was like, nah, fuck that. I said it was good. Keep it rocking.
Not only did you fuck up, but then you just stood by it and you were like, yeah, I meant it.
Yeah.
You know what you sound like? You know what you sound like? You sound like Dan
Donald
Snyder.
Trump.
You sound like Dan Snyder and Donald Trump.
Oh. Hey, we forgot to mention on our political podcast that we now run, Proficiently Political.
Ooh, holler at your boy.
What's that?
Proficient polls.
Proficient polls.
You guys can follow me at Clay Haggard on Instagram, Clay Haggard on Facebook. You get that phone number 269.
Proficiently polls. So here's I'm sitting here going, yo, so we talking Pinot now? Like
that's basically where the joke was going. I meant it as in like political polls, and I said it, and I was like, "Ew, you got 2 kids."
Yes, I do. Hey, shout out to one of our all-time listeners since day one. He just found out today he's having a baby girl. So Chad Lutz, our guy.
Ooh, I feel like a terrible friend.
Yeah, he.
Congratulations.
He's having a girl. They did the whole little reveal thing over Facebook Live.
Did he try to hit a baseball and missed it, and it hit the ground and blew up?
Okay, no. Which almost happened like that though, because he was getting ready to hit a baseball. He had his oldest daughter try to pitch it to him, and first one he caught, he's like, "It's okay." Hands it back to her. He goes, "Go ahead and do it again." And then like she threw it, but didn't quite make it, and I go, "Whoa!" And it didn't break. So, and then finally he was able to dust the third one. So
there we go. So he actually did the baseball thing.
Yeah. That's funny.
I said it as a joke, and that's actually what he did. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad. Like that's dope.
He's a huge Red Sox fan. He's the one that I went to Boston with for that game.
I'm pretty sure that Will Jackson hit a golf ball. when he found out about Clara, his first girl. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he'll have 3 girls now. I sent him a text afterwards. I go, you better get your hands quick.
I was better call the WNBA and try and get that sponsorships going now.
No, well, I'll tell you what, the oldest, she's a long-legged son of a gun, man. She's tall, man.
Well, volleyball.
There you go, splat. She wins the United States gold medal. But
volleyball.
Okay, now you're sexifying it.
I was saying that because it's the most popularly viewed on TV. That's what I meant for outreach and exposure.
I'm just saying, like, this little girl's like my niece, man.
I mean, what is he gonna do? Beat me in fantasy football? Pfft, no threat.
Is he a 2-time champ? I think he's a 2-time champ too. So
yeah. What happened when I joined the league?
He has not won a champ. Oh, huh. I think he did. He won the first one you were in.
Did he?
I think so.
Wait, did I lose to Chad in the championship?
Might have.
Because I went to 3 straight. No, because I've been in the league 4 years. I went 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place, 1st place.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. What is it like knowing that? I've medaled every year in your league. Gah. You must be disgusted with me. What is it like having side conversations with your friends and everyone being like, fuck Clay. He's cheating. He's too good. And then you having to stick up for me because we have a podcast. What is that like? Yeah, take a drink. Take a drink. I know you're stressed. I know you're angry. Go ahead, take a drink. And then answer me.
I don't stick up for you. I'm like, you're right. He fucking sucks. Fuck that motherfucker.
He's fucking cheating.
Well, for the fact that we had this motherfucking podcast, I never talked his ass either, fucker.
Until I text you to go to a Michigan State game, you're like, all right, this weekend's an exception.
Yeah.
And then when the Lakers play, that's an exception.
Yeah.
And then
okay,
and
fuck it, we're friends again.
We'll go to a Tigers game, and that's an exception. Basically, sports are an exception, so podcast back on.
Yes. Oh. That's funny.
I hope there's fantasy football again, man. I would love to win your league 3 years in a row. I really hope there's fantasy.
Oh, man, I'll be fucking devastated. I'll be honest, I might implode that motherfucking league. I might still.
If that happens, I want my money up front.
You'll wait till the next draft.
There won't be one! You're going to be so pissed if you ever get lucky enough to win my league and you're like, where's my winnings? I'm like, remember that imploding year when I didn't give my money?
Right.
You still owe me $10. How am I going to win and be in debt?
Oh. Nah, man. I was just thinking that, I don't know, there was something that I was thinking about how the fact that we've been together, this league's been together for like 7 years, 8 years now, 8 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I don't know, like, I mean, you've been here for 50% of it now.
Yeah.
Swenson's got you by a year, I think. And then Tara, she dropped in, she started and then she dropped out. Me, Lutz, Haley, and Lance and Sean. We're the
OG5.
We're the OGs of this motherfucker. And the championships came from the guys that are still in it. Well, excuse me, including you, so 5.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? You broke up.
Out of the original 5,
yeah,
there's 3 championships out of that fucking 8 years that are still in the league.
Wait, and then you said my name?
And then I said that, well, I was like, well, there's a total of,
Why'd you say my name?
5 that are in.
Why was I included in that list?
Because you've won twice.
I'm sorry, hang on. Let me turn up my volume. What were you saying?
So you won a couple times.
Won what? All right, guys, I can't see my boy go through this. I'm sorry. I have to look at his face and visually, he's just not there. I can't do that to you, bro. I'm sorry. I can tell deep down you were like every little bit, like a chunk of your heart was like getting cut out and like floating away, and I was like, dude, I gotta stop.
Oh man.
I look like a Redskins supporter talking that way. That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Hey,
speaking of Black Lives Matter, how about Cam Newton?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we'll quickly jump off this sensitive topic. I got to get your mind in other places, man.
I know, right? No, I'm. It was funny because like you sent me. I actually.
I have it up.
I was gonna say that link. So the link, the Instagram post you sent me. I was like, yo, I already put that in this because every time I go through Instagram,
it would be sent it back to back.
Yeah. Well, no, because like I sat there because I wanted you to see the one that I saw because the one you showed me just showed that number.
Oh, you had the one that slid through.
Yeah, I wanted you to see the one that slid through. I actually saved that one because of the fact I knew I wanted to talk about that, and the fact you sent that to me, I was just like, that's funny. He's on the same page as I am right now. But it was amazing to see the Richard Sherman brought up how Cam Newton got signed. How Cam Newton, mind you, I want to express to you who Cam Newton is. He's a fucking MVP. He's been to the Super Bowl. And he's making veteran league minimum, which was what, 550?
550,000.
Guaranteed, right? And hasn't shown that he is that far removed from,
I agree.
the MVP caliber.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And so
go ahead.
You sent me. I was gonna say you sent me this post. Where it was this kind of headlining. Hey, this is happening. Quick, and I sent him one that is QBs are getting guaranteed money more than Cam at 550. Start out with Matt Barkley, 600,000. Jarrett Stidham, who you mentioned last week.
Jarrett Stidham. I know. I called him Jason. Remember I texted that to you? I think I called him Jason, and I give you the rolly eyes emoji. I was like, Jarrett. That's what happens when you don't fucking play.
But 634K. Matt Schaub, 750. Ryan Finley, 790. He's so good that his team drafted a fucking rookie that they're going to pay over him. So that's where he's at. Will Greer, 822,000. Brett Hudley, 888,000. Mason Rudolph, 932K. Robert Griffin III, $2 million. It's not about money for me. It's about respect. That's what Cam Newton said.
Can I interject?
I would love for you to, because that last little bit right there is really where I hope you're going to talk about.
At the end, when he said this is not about money for me, it's about respect, instantly got my support. I know I was talking about how I think Cam is over the hump, which I'm still not going to backtrack on. I still don't think he will ever be what he was when he entered the league. When he came in, bro, and he made that Super Bowl run, that Cam Newton was electric. That's like what Lamar Miller was to last year. That's what Pat Mahomes was 2 years ago. Cam Newton was that dude, the baddest quarterback on the earth. Well, arguably. I mean, there are a lot of great quarterbacks. But my point being is he was a bad man.
He was the biggest thing since Michael Vick.
Bro, yes, very fair. He was a bad man. But for him to sign that now, what we didn't talk about was there are incentives that can earn him upwards of like $7.5 or $8 million. So he can still make some good money this season. He just has to win X amount of games, throw for X amount of yards probably, throw X amount of touchdowns. You know what I mean? And he'll start raking in these bonuses. But to be able to come back and say, sign me for league minimum, I will prove to you that I'm worth every bit of those dollars.
And he's going to start.
I got respect for it.
He's gonna fucking start.
Because you know what? I mean, we're going to just follow the trend about second chances today. Like, homie's coming back and saying, dude, don't pay me shit. I got something to prove, obviously, which is what we talked about how he has to come back and prove that he can still be that elite quarterback. And he's willing to put his money on the line. And you already know Cam. Cam's about that money. Like, he's about that. He's that kind of guy. He's big into fashion. Fashion ain't cheap. You know what I mean? He's got a lavish lifestyle. So
I think that's fair to say in the fact that he believes he should be paid what he's worth. And although he says that comment of it's not about money, it's about respect, it's because the fact that he demanded to be paid what he was worth younger, and he's still not getting that respect, even though he played, in my opinion, he played for every penny that he was worth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it wasn't like a decline. It was a injury problem. He's a liability. I kind of get why you might go somewhere else. I don't necessarily think that he's about money. Is he about fashion? He is. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Fashion isn't cheap. But he's a fucking millionaire, right? Times over
Hopefully.
a lot of money. So he spends a lot of money on 20 suits. And here's the thing, he's probably not spending them because if he's smart, he's getting people to donate money so they can see their product on him in front of the national stage. Mm-hmm. So they're like, hey, give me this. And so I don't think that it's necessarily that he's having to spend that kind of money on it. He just looks like it because he's able to fucking have the right connections. He seems like a smart kid that knows how to fucking maneuver that way. And if you're not Cam Newton, please fucking take a note from Proficient Fans, episode 91. Or I'm telling you, you should be having these fucking seamsters. I don't know if that's the name of them, but the fucking, what do you call them? Clothes designers or whatever they're fucking called.
Fashion designers,
yeah. They should be fucking giving you free clothes to wear on Sundays.
For people like Cam or Russell Wilson, like these people who are all about that life, yeah, I would agree. That would make sense to try and figure out something.
So I don't think that the suit thing really falls in. I really feel like what he asked for when he came up winning a fucking MVP. Yes, you asked for that fucking money. And he played like it. Did he really decline?
Yeah.
Him as a player declined?
I mean, if you're talking statistically, yes. But he also battled injuries. So I'm saying like asterisk. But yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
I will take that.
Hey, keep in mind, Cam Newton is a 500 quarterback. He's just over 500. Or he may be 500 on his career.
Right.
Like 36 and 36. So let's not get it twisted and think Superman is like kryptonite and all over that field, because homie's got just as many losses as he does wins. Like,
so
to me,
you don't
that
think
doesn't
that,
make, you know what I mean? Like,
that's about, but that's, to me, maybe it's me being a fucking Lions fan and just never winning. But I think Matthew Stafford, I will give Matthew Stafford, and I know I've been talking bad about him lately, but I will give Matthew Stafford this. He is a fucking great quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would say that his win-loss is more than, he's lost more than he's won. And
look it up.
And I don't know. I still think Cam Newton's a better quarterback than what Matthew Stafford is.
I would agree. I was saying that in response to your comment, though. That's all. Like, there was context to that. There have been a lot of great quarterbacks who probably didn't have, 850 win percentage like fucking stupid Brady.
I feel like a lot of great quarterbacks are around that 500 mark.
Here's my thing. So back in, I looked it up though, so this isn't off the top. So back in 2015, he went and renegotiated an extension because he wanted money. He was one of like a handful of players to hit the 100 million club. When I say he's about that money, I'm not saying he's Johnny Manziel, but like, this dude's out here making sure he gets his.
Yeah.
Like, he's about the money. So is Le'Veon Bell. So is, I'm blanking, Melvin Gordon. Like, any of these guys who are saying, I need to restructure because I think I should be getting this. I'm not saying it's only about the money. I understand making sure that you are financially stable moving forward for yourself, for your family. You play. Cam Newton took way more abuse than most quarterbacks because of his feet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't lead the league in rushing. and then come out unscathed. I get why he demanded it. I also get why Carolina paid it to him. They can't foresee him being out for a whole season. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say but I also give him a lot of credit for the fact of what did they really have around him besides Steve Smith back in the day. Greg
I'm not
Olsen.
arguing. I'm with you. No, I'm with you. They didn't really build great around him. I mean, when they made that Super Bowl run, dude, that was completely carried by Cam Newton and that offense. Like Cam Newton got them. He LeBron James that shit.
Uzman wasn't he on that team?
And I don't maybe.
Who was the second receiver?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, you're not a fan of theirs. I don't know why.
You know what? You asked me that way with such disdain, though, because you assumed I knew. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You go, what the fuck do you mean you don't know? This is your sport. Ask me who played in the NBA Finals in 2003. I'll give you both rosters.
No. No,
so to answer your
I'll
question,
be honest. You're good with that. You're good with that kind of knowledge. I'll give you some for there.
Breton Burson, Philly Brown, Jericho Cotchery, Devin Funchess. What? 2015, yeah. Devin, that must have been his rookie year.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 21. Yep, that was his rookie year. Ted Ginn Jr., Greg Olsen, Teddy Williams, Kevin Norwood.
So Steve Smith and Greg Olsen.
Did you even hear me say Steve Smith's name?
Oh, I didn't.
I don't think Steve Smith was playing.
What?
Because they're saying this happened. No, I'm sorry.
Impossible.
I'm sorry. Somehow the year got changed to 2015. They were 5-11 that season. I don't know how I put Panthers Super Bowl roster.
Once again, kind of proves my point of how they didn't do shit to fucking help him out.
Right. Okay, hang on. Panthers Super Bowl.
Oh no, the dude's from oh shit. No, this receiver is from before you say anything. He's from Lansing. He went to Sexton. And then he used to play for the fucking Bears too. I remember that.
Oh, it was 2015. 5 years ago the Panthers were in the Super Bowl? I know it was against the Patriots.
No, they went another year though, didn't they?
Cam's only been to one. He was drafted in 2011. Yeah, and at the end of his 2015 MVP season, he led the Panthers to Super Bowl 50.
Super Bowl 50?
That makes sense. Last year was Super Bowl 54, 2019. The 2019 season, but damn. I guess it was 2015. It feels like it was longer ago though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, bro, I mean, that's multiple sources that are giving me that. That's not wrong. But that means legit Steve Smith was already retired by the time they got to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
But I do think they went back with Jake Delhomme. Back when they played, it was the Panthers against the
it was a titty slip. It was a nipple slip. Janet Jackson titty was out.
Was it
Janet Jackson titty was out.
Who did the Panthers play?
Janet Jackson titty was out. Fuck everything else.
That's fun. 2003.
Yeah. Titty was on the screen. I synced it. I'm sitting there at the Super Bowl party. I know I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I was at a Super Bowl party. One of the few I ever went to. And I'm sitting there talking to people, and I see Janet Jackson on the screen because she her and Justin Timberlake doing the Super Bowl. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pay attention. Janet Jackson, she my people. So I'm watching. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't like the way he touching her right there. Okay, cool. Whoa. Y'all see that? Nobody else saw it. I'm like, yo, Janet Jackson titty was just on the screen. Not a single person saw it at that motherfucking Super Bowl party but me. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I know I bowed him off before, but I was like, yo, I'm never doing a Super Bowl party again. I was like, this is stupid. I'm like, y'all ain't paying attention to shit.
So you can record them nip slips moving forward.
You
probably still got Britney and oh my God. Fucking homegirl. No, girls just want to have fun. Madonna. There we go. Remember Britney and Madonna made out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. That was closer to
Old school.
That was
Old
close.
school.
I was a little older by then.
Right. Old school meets new school.
2003 Carolina Panthers, by the way. Jake Delhomme, Muhsin Muhammad, Steve Smith.
Muhsin Muhammad, he's the one from Lansing.
Yep. Steven Jackson, or excuse me, wow, Steven Davis.
Okay.
Julius Peppers was on that team.
Woo! He was a bad man.
Yeah, dude. Oof.
Where'd Peppers go to school?
Are you serious?
It's so disappointing that I just said that Peppers, he's a beast. Give him mad hype.
Remember?
Then I realized, yeah. Then I realized.
He went to North Carolina.
Yeah. He ain't
Yeah, played for the Bears, Packers. That I remember more. I mean, he was a beast. You know, Julius Peppers. Side note. So he played from 2002 all the way to 2008, and he went Panthers, Bears, Packers, back to Panthers. That is one dude who was a beast beginning to end.
Yeah.
The dude was like almost 40, killing it out on the field.
Ray Allen before Ray Allen, excuse me. Ray Lewis before Ray Lewis.
2002.
Only because of dominance is all I'm talking about. Like, he never declined. I don't believe Ray Lewis ever declined. Even when you got fucking Scuggies over there.
Yeah, dude. Ray Lewis was a beast. Ray Lewis came into the league because he was there before Peppers, but it would only been a couple years.
Really?
So yeah, because he's 5 years older, and he started his career in '96.
But Peppers ended before Ray Lewis, didn't he?
Ray Lewis went 06 to 2012, and Peppers played to 2018, but started what 2000? Or did I say 2000? Okay. 2002.
So I wouldn't say he fell off, but I just didn't notice him enough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I was tired of getting my fucking ass kicked by fucking Julius Peppers being a Lions fan. So.
That's And is in the later years too.
Mm-hmm. Did he go to the Super Bowl with them?
Peppers?
Yeah.
He might have won one. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh no, he never won one.
Really?
He wasn't in Chicago when they won, and he wasn't in Green Bay when they won.
Wow, that sucks for him.
It's all right. He can join Dan Marino.
I would have maybe said.
I just meant like greats who never won.
Jim Kelly.
I was just gonna say. Literally, was just gonna say Jim Kelly.
Let's see here. What else we got to talk about this week, man?
I mean, I'm good on what we covered. All important topics.
Real quick, baseball. Is it happening? Not happening? I mean, David Price just jumped out of there.
All the players testing positive.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like David Price jumping out. I mean, he's the first big name ball player that's jumped out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of players that aren't really looking to play, and shit, you got Tanaka over here taking line drives from Giancarlo Stanton off the dome. Fucking line drive right off the fucking head, dude. I mean, that could happen in a non-COVID world. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, that's just life, but. That you fast.
Also, while we're on the COVID train, because baseball's baseball, it is what it is. We had Gilbert Burns, UFC, who was supposed to be headlining the main card at UFC 251 this weekend. The Gilbert Burns we've been riding the bandwagon on test positive for COVID a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So they had to get Masvidal last second notice to come in and fight Usman for the belt. So
what do you got? What are you thinking?
I had Burns. I was riding that Burns train. Now that he's out, I'm going back to Usman.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I think
That's
Usman
funny.
still
That's
got it.
funny that you're there too. I thought I'm gonna be honest. I pegged you for say the other guy's name. Masvidal. I pegged you for him.
Hey,
but I was like, yo, I'm Usman all day.
I'm all for Masvidal fighting. I think him or Covington had earned the right to fight Usman for the belt. I actually haven't really gotten to see Masvidal fight yet, so like I'm super excited. Masvidal fought some bare knuckles with Kimbo Slice back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see him get in the octagon. But I mean,
no,
Usman.
He didn't fight Kimbo.
No, he didn't fight Kimbo. He was on Kimbo's side. Kimbo got him to come fight.
Yeah,
and he fought some dudes in the back.
I just want to make sure that was clear, because the way you said it, I thought you said it was like he fought him.
I said he did some Kimbo. Yeah, you're right. But then you have Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. This is going to be a huge fight. I don't know who to pick.
Max. I'm Max.
I know Justin probably wants Max Holloway. Them Russians, bro. Them Russians fight though. So I think this is going to be an excellent fight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these guys have fought before. So this is going to be like a rematch or a round 3 or something. I think it's their second or their first rematch though. And then I know it's not Peter Yan. I think it's like Piotr. It's something weird like that. But Yan versus Jose Aldo, another epic fight, man. There's going to these 3 main title fights, all title fights, bro, are going to be fantastic.
It's going to be a great card.
I got to work Saturday, unfortunately, so as soon as I get out of the store, I'm jumping in the whip, driving over to Justin's. I'll watch it over at his place Saturday. But so I'm going to miss a couple early prelims, but I'm okay with that. Also, shout out Paige Van Zant, sexy ass. I'm hoping she pulls out a dub over Amanda Ribas. And then actually this Jessica, what is it? Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. That Namajunas seems like a pretty bad chick, dude. He beats everybody up.
This is our first fight at Fight Island too. I'm really excited about this.
Mm-hmm. So that main card is going to be stellar. I'm super pumped for it.
I do want to thank you for bringing up UFC before we closed out, because the fact that I do want to take a quick chance to cheers you and sip a glass to Khabib's dad. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try and disrespect and even try to say his name. But just go look at Khabib's Instagram.
Mr. Just call him Nurmagomedov.
Yeah. He lost his dad this weekend, and I couldn't even fathom losing my dad. And when you have somebody that's been in your life and they've shared the same passion their entire lives, and you're doing that passion of fighting as your career, I couldn't even fathom it. I just want to,
dude, he coached Khabib from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
His whole life, his dad's been in his corner.
So
and yeah, man, he's gonna mourn that. I mean, that's gonna stay with you the rest of your life. But yeah, that's a heavy loss just to the MMA world. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov is his father's name, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. But
thank you. I knew. Here's the thing. I respect who he is so much. I didn't want to take a chance of butchering his name. That's where he is. That's terrible. If you haven't yet, watch Hamilton. This shit's moving as fuck.
Everyone's saying that, bro.
The most
I may have to.
beautiful fucking thing I've seen. Our buddy Sean, him and I text today, because yesterday he hit me up. He's just like, yeah, he hit me up, was like, hey, tell me about the shirts that you guys wear, because me and my family, every 4th of July, we buy these obnoxious America t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
And I sent my message back. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, me and T weren't feeling it this year, because everything that I would want to wear for today completely shit on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that either. So, I was just like, we just didn't do that this year. And,
Sure.
he felt it, because if there's one socially sound mind that's out there in this world, I feel like Sean's that guy. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
he's been on the social justice train before it was a fucking thing. So shout out to him. But I don't know, guys. I think we're done here. I do want to give a little shout out to Tara, my wife.
Heyo.
We just celebrated our 12th year anniversary on the 4th of July. Independence Day is my Dependence Day. I lost all my I was no longer myself after that. It's in with 12 years we've bought numerous cars. Not like it's like crazy like that, but I mean like it's like I think of like we bought cars together. We've bought a house together. We've had children together. And the fact that we made it 12 years, I'm very, very happy of and very proud of. And I couldn't have asked for a better teammate since we are a sports podcast.
Proficient wife.
She is proficiently a wife.
Proficient mother.
And she is a proficient mother.
Not a proficient fantasy player. I thank you for that, Tara.
She will murder you.
Like I murdered her in the championship last year?
Yeah, you see, it's all cute.
At least you got somebody in the household who can manage a fantasy team, though. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate you joining us for episode 29.
No, I do want to. Hey, first off,
I said episode 29.
I don't know.
Four Roses, small batch. Check them out.
You know what's funny?
Excellent
funny? Like I know I'm trying to get us out of here, but I bought us a cake. I ordered it from Boone's Heirs, is who made our wedding cake here in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
And every year I buy this same cake. I think there maybe was one year because we weren't around to be able to go get it. I didn't order the cake, but every year I buy just a small cake, and from there to celebrate our anniversary. And I was like, yeah, put happy 13-year anniversary, blah, blah. Yeah, we just celebrated our 12th year anniversary, not our 13th.
So... Wait, did you tell him 13th? You told him 13th? Oh!
I was like, it was funny because like I fucking called it in. I'm like, yeah, I need to say this, that, and the other. All right, cool. I'll be there tomorrow. Pick it up. Boom, boom, boom. Go pick up the cake. She shows it to me. I go, fuck. She's like, what? I'm like, nothing. I almost had him take it back to the back to have him write.
Bro,
oops.
They probably would have just taken off that little 3 and just rewrote a 2.
No. I mean, no. They use it. They wrote an icing.
Oh, like they spelled out 13? Like
yeah.
TH.
Yeah. This isn't like a candy press-on, dude.
No, I'm thinking even if it was a number 3 though, you could probably scoop off a little icing or maybe rearrange the number.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? I was thinking if it was a numerical number, maybe fixable.
It was numerical, but no, this is nah. The way there's no way just to scoop it off. The way they ice their cakes and shit, this is a professional establishment that's not fucking around. Like they make delicious, perfect fucking desserts, right? And I sat there, I was just like, hey,
perfect, right to order. Exactly what you said.
It was, and I took it, and I giggled. I was just like, babe, I'm like, just so you know, before you say this, I know this is wrong.
You should have told the bakery be like, hey, this looks amazing. Throw it in the cooler. I'll be back in 365 days. And I'm going to snatch that, buddy. I'm going to snatch that off of you.
I'll be back. In
the meantime, get me another one that says 12.
Yeah, right.
And we're money.
Oh, part of me was just like, I was like, yo, I wonder if I should have him just take it back and write, oops. On the cake, you know, because I was just like, it was funny. She posted it because like we're both in this Facebook group on for Kalamazoo Menu is what it's called. I think is the name of it. But just so we can like, I'll tell you what, we found out there are so many more small business owners as far as restaurateurs in our area that we didn't know anything about. That we've jumped on and been able to try out some stuff.
I have one for Fort Wayne.
Yeah, and she posted, hey, that she's just like, yo, everybody, clowning me because I fucked up. But then there were some other people she's like, yo, other people are sitting there going, yo, at least he thought about it. She's like, a lot of people were like, my husband wouldn't even thought about that. I was like, that's right.
That's true.
I don't even, it's not that I only sling that daddy dick, daddy Dak. I actually care, but no, I shout out to my wife. She allows me to spend one day a week to however many hours it takes us for us to do this, plus all the other fucking times where I'm like, huh? What'd you say? Because I'm actually trying to read a fucking article or pay attention to something that's going on that's actually going to be beneficial for the pod. So
I am like scrambling to get my laptop plugged in because it's on like critical low battery.
Oh, word.
And we're good.
All right,
no
there we go.
Saves lost. All right.
So, all right. You got anything else for the listeners?
Congratulations on your wedding anniversary. That's awesome.
Thank you. Definitely was a great week.
And no, man, that's all I got. It's gonna be a long week for me. So
good luck on that.
I appreciate it. I'm excited to get to next Sunday.
I still don't work tomorrow. It's glorious. Glorious.
Must be nice.
All right, guys, we're out. Enjoy your week. Make sure that you're registered to vote. And I was gonna say rest in peace, but I can't say his name. So make sure you give a shout out to the Khabib family. All right, we're out. Peace.
Take care.